Like me, from time to time, you probably caught yourself buying something only to use it for a few months, maybe a year, and then switch it for something that is a little bit better for you. This video, I have gone out of my way a little bit, reached out to some people, YouTubers and Instagram content creators, to ask for some points and tips to give you guys in case you're thinking about starting overlanding this summer, or if maybe you're midway through and you're still going through the process of figuring out what gear works best for you. So I have 5 YouTubers, including myself, Adventure Dog Overland, which is Barrett over there. And we're going to give you some points and tips that might save you a little bit of money along the way. We might jump you from the idea of trying this first to just going to the end, saving you money and time in the long run. Things I wish I knew in the beginning. So I have learned this the hard way on almost everything I use on my rig. So for me, I wanted to talk to you guys about the 270 awning. Mine is from the Overland Vehicle Systems. It's a great awning, ran me about 900 bucks on Amazon. I can put the link in the description below. The reason why I wanted to talk about the 270 awning is, and now it might not work for your vehicle, some of the smaller awnings might be better for you, but for me, in any kind of vehicle that has a rack system, the 270 is just where you want to be at the end, and this is why. I've tried hanging a tarp off the side of the vehicle, very minimum amount of space, not very good for weather conditions, but that's where I started because I wanted to save some money. All right, so then I moved to the kind of like a replica moonshade. I can't remember the company name at the time. Now, that wasn't half bad. You set it up, you can put it on any spot of your vehicle, the back, the front, the sides, and get a good amount of shade. It's not the best when it comes to the windy conditions, but it worked. It kept us, you know, out of the sun on the hot days, out of the rain on some rainy days, and it's overall not a bad option for around $120 to $140. And yeah, like it could work for you. I got some pictures I'll put up just here in a second here. Well, I'll put them right there, maybe right there, who knows. Then I wanted a real awning, so I went and got the side pull-out awning. Only comes out the one side. Again, great system. It was also from Overland Vehicle Systems. The tricky part for me is I'm the only adult in our camping trip. Barrett does not count as an adult. So when you're trying to do the whole setup on your own, which you roll it out, then you pull down both legs, put the legs down, then try and tie it down all by yourself. You're trying to put the bars in. It can be tedious. It's doable, but it can be tedious. It can take some time. So that's kind of where I wanted to get to with this, is I went with the 270 after trying 4 different types of awning systems, spending probably an extra $400, $500 in the end, to be honest, all before eventually getting to the 270 anyway. Which for me, as you know, the only adult in our little camping group, that's what I needed. That's what I should have bought at the beginning. It would have saved me time and money. The reason why I bought this awning was quite simple. It's I was gonna take Barrett and my kiddo to Drumheller, which, if you don't know where Drumheller is, it's kind of like a desert area of Alberta. It's where one of the largest deposits of dinosaur bones is in the world, actually. And it gets hot in the summer. I think we were looking at a plus 36 summer at the time we were going, and Barrett is actually a cold weather dog. He has 2 coats. So I definitely needed a good amount of shade for him, good amount of shade for my dog. So I eventually, right there on the spot, bought the 270, knowing I needed the extra space, the extra shade, and the simplicity for me, being the only one doing the setup, of just undoing the zipper. You grab it, you walk around the other side, and you hook it on the rack. It's done, simple. It's self-standing, which is the best part, because if you have a dog and you need to have them on a leash, well, they're not going to trip up the poles and take down your whole awning. It doesn't need the poles. They're handy, they're there, but it doesn't need them to stand up on itself, as long as the wind's not too bad. I also have to add that it's great for all weather conditions as long as the wind's not too bad. I've definitely kept us all dry while in the rain, just hanging out under the awning, as well as for an additional few $100, you can get all the sidewalls that are attached to the awning. And in the winter, I kind of make a little living room that I can run the heater in a little bit. We can escape from the wind. And yeah, it's like a personal living room. It takes a little bit of work to set up. for me, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, that's the story how I got to the very end there. I did spend a little bit of money on, you know, hard lessons learned. And that's kind of what this video is about. It's things I wish I knew in the beginning that, you know, some of us experience the hard way. And that's okay, because that's my portion. I wanted to talk about awning systems. Reach out if you got any questions, because of course I've tried them all, and yeah, I'll answer back to you. Okay, now you guys have heard enough of me talking. I know, Barrett, I know the audience agrees. So now I'm going to send you guys across Canada to the Maritimes, where the Lost Spike is going to talk a little bit about storage. I'm not the right person to talk about that. Why? Because half tons come with a lot of storage, especially when you got the super cab. So it's over to the Lost Spike so he can tell you what he thinks about storage.
Hey everyone, Zach here with the Lost Spike. I have a scenario for you. So you're out with your buddies, having a good time in the woods, and suddenly your buddy buries his truck. You go to open your trunk and it's a disaster. You have to dig out half your stuff to get to your recovery gear to pull him out. Does this describe your situation? I know it's described me before, and because of that, I've worked to build a robust storage system in the back of my truck. And that's the lesson I would like to teach today, is that when I got into overlanding, I wish I built a good storage system. Now, my storage system has evolved quite a lot from when I first started off. Back in 2020, I started off with a Hyundai Tucson, much smaller than my 4Runner that I have today. The first thing I did when I started getting out camping and overlanding was I bought a set of bins, and that was my OG storage system. It was a couple bins that just throw it in the back of the truck and be good to go. But then as I went along, the bins just started to become a pain because I had to unpack the whole trunk to get the bins out if I ever needed anything in the bottom bin. So then I built my first drawer system myself, and it was just as simple as what I have today: 2 drawers and little locking tabs on it. Since then, it's evolved into my 3-slider system, which this side pulls out. It is a full kitchen. I got my cookware, my bowls, plates, everything in this side. Juno's dog food. I got cutlery here, coffee cups, water spouts, lighters. This pulls out, and I got my stove and everything underneath. So it really maximizes the efficiency and the compactness of this drawer. So there's no wasted space in here at all. The second pull-out still has my recovery gear in it, but it's become even more efficient than before. One thing that's really helped me out are these Adventure Trail Gear storage cubes. I buy a lot of their products, and they're so nice for storing everything in. This one here, I keep all my tire repair kit in. So I got glue treads in here, I got spare valve stems, I got spare lug nuts, I got all my tire tools in there, my air hose, I got my go treads folded up in here. They fit perfectly in the drawer. I got an aluminum shovel for the winter. I have a spare winch line extension, my Adventure Trail Gear recovery duffel with a strap, frayed knot rope, soft shackles, and a frayed knot rope kinetic rope. Now, as you can see, it all fits in there perfectly. The drawer just closes. Now, the nice thing about this is if I have the trunk full of stuff, I can still get to my recovery gear really easy. I can still get to my kitchen really easy without unpacking the truck. It's perfect. And then when I bought my fridge, I also got a fridge slide. The last thing that happened with my organization system is that I bought a 4Runner. And when I bought the 4Runner, it came with this really nice dual swing out tire carrier on it. So I figured, you know what? There's more space I can use, so I should start using it. So the first thing I did was I called up Adventure Trail Gear and was like, hey, I need a nice tire bag for this thing. So I got a spare tire bag that I keep my garbage in. I keep some spare shackles and some spare straps and things like that on the outside that I don't worry about being in the weather. On this side, I got my Adventure Trail Gear propane bag. So it keeps my 5-pound propane tank on the outside of the truck. And then I have my carrier here. So my carrier has 3 slots for fluids on it. Now I can interchange between diesel, gas, and water. I have it customized so I can take whatever. So right now what I have is I have 1 20-liter gas, 1 20-liter water, and 1 10-liter diesel. So I can interchange it and mix and match it depending on whatever expedition I'm going on. So I'm always prepared for whatever the road throws at me. So I hope that as you build your overland rig, you consider good storage systems, because it makes the world of a difference when you can just open the trunk up, and grab what you need without having to unpack everything.
Something we all need while camping is food, right? So I'm going to send you guys over to Shank Outdoors, and he's going to talk to you guys about how he stores his food and some of the options that are available and what might be best for you to start with instead of trying a bunch of different things, spending some money before you get there.
Hey, Sky here with Shank Outdoors. I think there's one thing that we can all agree on, and that is we hate soggy sandwiches. Today I want to talk to you about why you should stop investing in coolers. And to start investing in a portable fridge freezer. But it might not be for the reasons you're thinking. As you can see, I've had my fair share of coolers, all being different sizes and different shapes. But one key note here is that two of these coolers are in similar sizes to the portable fridges. Now imagine how much space you are losing once you have filled this cooler with ice to last you 3 days to a week on a trip. Not to mention, the more ice you need, the heavier and messier it's going to get. Now let's be real. Nobody likes dealing with melted ice water. A portable fridge freezer solves all these problems. You have more space for food, no wasted money on ice, and it runs efficiently off of your vehicle or a portable power station. And the best part, you can set the exact temperature you want, no guessing, and no soggy sandwiches. Portable fridge freezers come in all shapes and sizes, just like your coolers. You can have one unit that's either a fridge or a freezer, or you can get dual zone portable fridge freezers that allows you to set each side to what you need, whether it being a fridge freezer, all fridge, or all freezer. Now the downside to the larger, just like that cooler, the larger portable fridge freezers is it takes up a lot of space, but is very convenient when you're going on a long trip, having such large space inside for either all fridge, all freezer, or both. Whereas this 55 liter is more compact and nicer to sit in a SUV or the back of your truck. Whereas these big boys really are best for the back of a truck or a large trailer. And that's where we used our dual zone, was in our 28-foot RV trailer when we lived in it for 6 months. And it works great. We used it for both fridge and freezer, and then we ended up using just the whole thing as a freezer because, as you know, an RV freezer is very tiny. Another reason to stop wasting money on coolers and start investing in a portable fridge freezer is the cost difference. When you're putting a portable fridge freezer side by side with a cooler, nowadays you're spending a few hundred up to 500 on a good cooler that's going to hold your ice for 3 days to a week, pending your ambient temperatures outside. Then you're dealing with melted ice water, soggy food, and maybe even spoiled food. Whereas you can spend $300 on an AppyCool fridge freezer, or $500 to $1,000 on a dual zone fridge freezer. Know that your food is being set to the exact temperature that you're setting. Your food is not going to be spoiled by the end of your trip, and you can fit way more food in the portable fridge freezer versus your cooler, where you're having to have more ice to keep your food cool through your trip. So if you're tired of wasting money on ice and losing food to water damage, or not sure if your food is spoiled at the end of your trip, maybe it's time to switch to a portable fridge freezer. Thank you to Ryan with Adventure Dog Overland for inviting us to this collaboration, and we'll see you in the next one.
Just like food, we all need to sleep. We don't sleep much while camping sometimes. I'm going to send you guys over to Jason at Overland, Alberta. He's going to talk to you guys a little bit about sleep systems and how you might pick the right sleep system for you to get you camping all season long. I mean all year long, because that's what we do out here. Anyways, over to you, Jason.
Oh, hello. Well, I have to say thank you, Ryan, for allowing me to be a part of your video. Very, very excited. It's an honor to do this for you. So your question was, what is the one piece of gear that you wish you would have known, when you started going out camping? Well, my one piece of gear is a good sleeping bag. I absolutely love my sleeping bag. When I first started camping, I was using cheap sleeping bags, not even realizing that there was an actual rating for the temperature on them, and it got cold, and I got cold. And so anyways, from there it started to develop into, what am I going to do for winter camping? Well, I'm only going to touch bases on the sleeping bag, but there are so many other things you have to take into consideration, like the way you layer your clothes, the way that you set up your campsite. But a good sleeping bag is probably one of the best pieces of gear you're absolutely going to love, especially when you go out winter camping to stay warm. The biggest thing about this is you have to make sure it's rated well. This sleep system, it's an actual sleep system, so you got bags that slide into other bags, and then you got a protective bivy and everything else that goes with it. It's rated to -45. So if it's -15, -20, I'm cozy, super cozy. And sometimes I'll just throw in a hand warmer in there just to keep myself a little bit warmer. But all things said and done, this is the piece of gear I wish I would have gotten right the first time. Good sleeping systems like this can cost you, a couple $1,000, $3,000. Or do what I did, go to the military discount store and pick it up. About $300 I think is what I paid for this particular one. $250, $300 right in there. And it is one of the best pieces of gear for camping that I have to say that super happy I picked up on. Anyways, it was an honor to be on your video. Thank you very much. And I'm going to throw it back at you. Thanks, Ryan.
Camp cooking, that can be a daunting one to pick out. Where do I start? The classic burner? Something more packable for my smaller build? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to carry an extra 10 pounds so that I can do some old-fashioned oven baking. Camp cooking can be quite daunting on trying to decide where to spend your money, and that's where I reached out to Rubellion Off-Road to kind of help us out and give us hints on what they think they wish they had right back at the beginning. So I'll send you guys to them.
Hi, this is Paul and Colleen. We're from Rubellion Off-Road. We were posed a question by Ryan from Adventure Dog Overland, and his question was,
if you knew then what you know now.
It's regarding camping equipment, and we've brought Timbo Tusk, and it's a Scottle, and we'll set that up and show you why we think it's a game changer. I don't think we're gonna make anything here. I think we're just gonna So this is the Scottle. They're quite pricey, but for the ease of use and everything, setup time took what, like 2 minutes to do. Yep. It's a little cold this morning, but anyways, if you want to tell me what made it so much easier for you in the cooking department.
Well, in the cooking department, when you're camping, it's probably quick and easy. With the scuttle, you cook on one appliance. So you've got the grill that you cook on, and that is it. And it's not so deep that you can't cook just pretty much everything on it, right? All at once. So I find for convenience, this would be the biggest convenience when you're camping. I usually just use it all the time, don't I? Breakfast, lunch, supper.
And clean up, it's not
It's
like you have to
fast.
attend to it right away. We just scrape everything off of it, and yeah, it's go from there. So it's a very lightweight, folds down into that little bag that I showed you, and you're off to the races. We're not going to do any cooking on it today, but we do have some footage that we show that we've been cooking on it before in the past. So, and it's really sped up the process, right?
Absolutely. I do believe the whole concept behind the scuttle is to cook an entire meal on one dish. So we've got our eggs cooking in the middle right now. We've done our bacon, our hash brown, and I'm just slowly toasting our bread. Yep.
Perfect.
It's a game changer for Paul and I, for sure.
And for Ryan, we want to thank you for including us in on this.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ryan.
Yeah, we would have purchased this a long time ago.
We would have. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you very much to Overland, Alberta, The Lost Bike, Rubellion Off-Road, and Shank Outdoors for getting together, helping me put together this video so we can help others make maybe the right call on their rig, their build, or just start their adventure camping as it is. You guys get out of here because it's halfway through March. It's only -10 outside, so I got spring cleaning to do. You guys have a great weekend, and till next time, we'll catch you out in the wild.